Hello everyone. Today I will discuss about polymers. This is most important chapter related with the physical chemistry. And so in this I will explain about the polymer as well as macromolecules both. So first of all I will come to the main points. What is polymer, what is its general introductions and what is its scope, etc. Polymers form a very important class of material without which the life seems very difficult. They are all around us in everyday use, in rubber, in plastic, in resin, and in adhesive and adhesive tapes. The word polymer is derived from Greek words, यानी ये जो word polymer है एक ग्रीक वर्ड से डिराइव किया गया जिसमें पॉली का मतलब होता है मेनी, मर्स का मतलब होता है पार्ट्स. Thus, this means polymers has many parts. It is made up of many parts. Such parts by which the polymers are made up of, that is called monomers. Units of high molecular mass, each molecule of which consists of very large number of single structural units joined together in a regular manner. In other words, polymers are giant molecules of high molecular weight called मैक्रोमोलिक्यूल्स. स्पेशली अगर देखा जाए तो देयर इज लार्ज डिफरेंस बिटवीन मैक्रोमोलिक्यूल्स एंड पॉलीमर्स. All the polymers may be macromolecules, but all the macromolecules are not polymers because the polymers have its molecular weight that is maximum from macromolecules. For example, protein is a macromolecule, it is not a polymer because the number of monomers are near about fixed in macromolecules, but in polymers this is not fixed. So near about fixed, that means it has somewhat near about constant molecular weight, so that which are built up by linking together of a large number of small molecules called monomer. The reaction by which the monomers combine to form polymer is known as polymerization. Actually, what happened in case of polymerization? The substances composed of large number of simple monomeric structural units to form a giant molecule are called macromolecules. The the molecular weight of macromolecule is greater than 10,000. The simplest unit from which the macromolecules are obtained are called monomers. The process of linking the monomers is known as polymerization. The process by which the monomers are linked together, that is called polymerization. And the products containing macromolecules are called polymers. The product containing macromolecules are called polymers. So there are different type of polymers, and these polymers are classified on the basis of different factors. I will explain in detail further. So the polymerization is a chemical reaction in which two or more substances combine together with or without evolution of anything like water, heat or any other solvent to form molecule of high molecular weight. The product is called polymer and the starting material is called monomer here. So what is the historical development of polymer? The historical development of polymer is the polymers have existed in natural form since life began, and those such as DNA, RNA, proteins and polysaccharides play crucial role in plant and animal life. From the earliest time, man has exploited naturally occurring polymers as material for providing clothing, decorations, shelter, tools, weapons, writing materials and other requirements. However, the origin of today's polymer industry is commonly accepted as being the 19th century, when important discoveries were made concerning the modification of certain natural polymers. In 18th century, Thomas Hancock gave an idea of modification of natural rubber through blending with certain additive. Later on, Charles Goodyear improved the properties of natural rubber through vulcanization process with sulfur. The Bakelite was the first synthetic polymers that is produced in 1909 and was soon followed by the synthetic fiber rayon, which was developed in 1911. The systematic study of polymer science started only about a century back with the pioneer work of Hermann Staudinger. Hermann Staudinger. Staudinger has given a new definition of polymer. He in 1919 first published this concept that high molecular mass compounds were composed of long covalently bonded molecules. यानी इनके अनुसार जो पॉलीमर्स होते हैं वो हाई मॉलिकुलर वेट्स के होते हैं और इनका मॉलिकुलर वेट जो होता है वो लगभग 3 लाख के नियर अबाउट तक होता है जबकि मैक्रोमॉलिक्यूल्स का जो मॉलिकुलर वेट होता है वो दैट इज लेस देन 30,000 एंड मोर देन 10,000, 10 और 30 के बीच में ही होता है. तो इसीलिए मैक्रोमॉलिक्यूल्स जो है दिस इज अ मैक्रोमॉलिक्यूल्स दैट इज आल्सो मेड अप ऑफ मोनोमर्स, बट पॉलीमर्स इज आल्सो मेड अप ऑफ मोनोमर्स दैट दिस इज मैक्रोमॉलिक्यूल्स. The polymer is made up of large number of macromolecules, so there is great difference between these. So now come on the classification of polymers. This is very important. There are different ways by which the polymers are classified, such as origin, thermal response, mode of formation, line structure, application, and physical properties, tacticity, crystallinity, polarity, chain, origin. Origins means if we take the origins, that means we can say that their sources. तो पॉलीमर्स का जो मेन ओरिजिन सोर्स है वो दो ही होता है, एक नेचुरल होता है, दूसरा सिंथेटिक होता है. So polymer is a generic name given to a vast number of materials of high molecular weight. These materials exist in countless form and numbers because of very large number and type of atoms present in their molecules. Polymer can have different chemical structure, physical properties, mechanical behavior, thermal characteristic, etc. And on the basis of these properties, polymer can be classified on different ways which are summarized in this. Whereas important and broad classification of polymers are described further. So now comes on the classification of this polymer on the basis of origin. On the basis of origin, the polymers are 3 types: natural, synthetic, semi-synthetic. Natural, this is natural polymers such as polysaccharides, proteins, lipids. This is natural polymer, and also DNA, RNA. Semi-synthetic, this is somewhat natural and somewhat man-made. Synthetic is the man-made polymer. Thermal response, thermoplastic, thermosetting. Mode of formation, addition polymer and condensation polymer. Line structure, this is linear, branch, cross-linked, and 3D structure, so on. Network जिसको कहते हैं 3D network. Applications and physical properties के आधार पर जैसे रबर, प्लास्टिक और फाइबर 3 तरह का होता है. Their applications के आधार पर रबर, प्लास्टिक और फाइबर. There is great difference between these rubber, plastic and fiber. These we can say that on the basis of intermolecular forces present in the polymer, यानी intermolecular forces के आधार पे पॉलीमर को रबर, प्लास्टिक और फाइबर में डिवाइड किया गया है. टॉक्सिसिटी देखी जाए, सॉरी, टैक्टिसिटी मीन्स आइसोमेरिज्म, आइसोमेरिक फॉर्म. in isomeric form means isotactic, syndiotactic, atactic. On the basis of crystallinity, क्रिस्टल्स के आधार पर जो है क्रिस्टलाइन होते हैं, मार्फस होते हैं और सम सेमी क्रिस्टलाइंस होते हैं। पोलरिटी के आधार पे पोलर, नॉन पोलर होते हैं और चेन के आधार पे वो हेट्रोएटॉमिक, होमोएटॉमिक होते हैं। सो नाउ कम ऑन द फर्स्ट, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ ओरिजिन। तो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ ओरिजिन the polymers are two types. One is the natural and other is the synthetic. This is the natural and synthetic, but somewhat this is semi-synthetic also include in this classification. The polymers which occur in nature are called natural polymer, also known as biopolymers. Natural polymers are also known as biopolymers. Example of such polymers are rubber, natural silk, cellulose, starch, protein, etc., etc. Semi-synthetic polymer, they are the chemically modified natural polymer such as hydrogenated natural rubber, cellulosic nitrate, methyl cellulose, etc. Synthetic polymer are man-made polymer, the polymer which has been synthesized in the laboratory is known as synthetic polymer. जैसे ऐसे polymers को जिन्हें laboratory में synthesize किया जाता हो synthetic होते. These are also known as man-made polymers. Example of such polymers are polyvinyl alcohol, polyethylene, polystyrene, polysulfone, PVC, PAN, etc., etc., polyamide, polyester. There are variety of synthetic polymers. Now on the basis of thermal response, polymers can be classified into two groups, thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic. Thermoplastic means they can be softened or plasticized repeatedly on application of thermal energy without much change in property if treated with certain precautions. Example of such polymers are polyolefins, nylons, linear, polyester, polyethylene, PVC, sealing wax, etc., etc. मीन्स थर्मोप्लास्टिक पॉलीमर ऐसे पॉलीमर होते हैं जिनको अगर हम हीट करें ये सॉफ्ट हो जाते हैं, फिर कूल करें तो हार्ड हो जाते हैं, जस्ट लाइक दिस इज द थर्मोप्लास्टिक. Thermosetting polymers are some polymers undergo certain chemical changes in heating and convert themselves into an infusible mass. The curing or setting process involves chemical reactions leading to further growth and cross-linking of the polymer chain molecule and producing giant molecule. For example, phenolic resin, urea, epoxy resin, डाइन रबर्स, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. यानी थर्मोसेटिंग पॉलीमर ऐसे पॉलीमर होते हैं कि जिनको अगर एक बार हीट कर दिया जाए दे बिकम्स हार्डर एंड हार्डर ऑन हीटिंग. ये सॉफ्ट होते ही नहीं है, ये हार्ड एंड हार्ड होते चले जाते हैं, वो थर्मोसेटिंग पॉलीमर होते हैं. दोनों में सबसे बड़ा डिफरेंस ये होता है कि अगर एक जो थर्मोप्लास्टिक पॉलीमर है, अगर एक बार इसे कई बार आप शेप दे सकते हैं, सॉफ्ट करिए शेप दे दीजिए, हार्ड हो जाएगा, सॉफ्ट शेप हार्ड, एंड यू कैन गिव ए वेराइटी ऑफ शेप. बट थर्मोसेटिंग पॉलीमर को एक बार जो शेप दे दिया जाता है दैट कैन नॉट बी चेंज्ड इनटू अनदर शेप because it becomes only harder and harder, and this form a giant number of thermosetting polymers. Next one is the mode of formation. On the basis of mode of formation, actually polymers can be classified as addition polymers, condensation polymers. Addition polymers means such type of polymers which are formed by addition process or addition reactions, such as the simple addition of monomer molecules to each other in a quick succession by chain mechanism. This process is called addition polymerization. Example of such polymers are polyethylene, polypropylene, and polystyrene, and so many another types also. Condensation polymer. Next one is the condensation polymer. They are formed from intermolecular reactions between bifunctional or polyfunctional monomer molecules having reactive functional groups such as OS, COH, NH2, NCO, etc. Condensation, this is also a type of addition, but in this condensation, when two molecules are added up, then one molecule is eliminated in the form of water, alcohol, or ammonia. That is called condensation polymerization or condensation polymer. Line structure, that means on the basis of their structures, their frameworks, the polymers are mainly four types: linear polymer, branch polymer, cross-linked polymer, and one is the last network polymer or 3D polymer जिसे कहा जाता है. तो लीनियर पॉलीमर्स में क्या होता है, इफ द मोनोमर यूनिट्स आर जॉइंट इन लीनियर फैशन देन पॉलीमर इज सेड टू बी लीनियर पॉलीमर. यहाँ आप देख सकते हैं जैसे एक्स 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 या एक्स वाई एक्स like this is the copolymer, homopolymer and copolymer. On the basis of this, polymers is to homo and co. homo का मतलब जिसमें सेम यूनिट ऑफ मोनोमर हो, co का मतलब होता है जिसमें डिफरेंट यूनिट ऑफ मोनोमर हो. दूसरा होता है ब्रांच. व्हेन मोनोमर यूनिट्स आर जॉइंट इन ब्रांच मैनर इट इज कॉल्ड ब्रांच पॉलीमर. जैसे कि आप इस ब्रांच होमोपॉलीमर में देख सकते हैं एक्स एक्स एक्स, दिस इज ब्रांच्ड इन दिस फॉर्म एंड आल्सो इन दिस फॉर्म एक्स 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 एंड वाई. दिस इज द एग्जांपल ऑफ ब्रांच. क्रॉस लिंक पॉलीमर में क्या होता है, क्रॉसिंग होती है एक दूसरे के बीच में, क्रॉसिंग यानी सीढ़ी नुमा क्रॉसिंग होती चली जाती है. A polymer is said to be cross-linked polymer if the monomer units are joined together in chain fashion. Here you see that this is the chain fashion of homopolymer and copolymer. Now on the basis of application and physical properties. Physical properties means their internuclear forces, the forces which are available in the polymers. That is the वन इज द रबर. पहला रबर है. रबर का मतलब होता है कि रबर इज अ हाई मॉलिक्यूलर वेट पॉलीमर. इसमें जब पॉलीमर हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग और वंडरवॉल बॉन्डिंग दोनों रखता हो, जिस पॉलीमर में ये दोनों फोर्सेस अवेलेबल होते हो, वो वैरायटी रबर की होती है. प्लास्टिक में क्या होता है, दे हैव ओनली वंडरवॉल फोर्सेस. फाइबर में क्या होता है, दे हैव स्ट्रॉन्ग फोर्सेस, दैट इज द हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग. सो दीज थ्री फोर्सेस, ये तीनों फोर्सेस जो है ये पॉलीमर को एक दूसरे से अलग करते हैं. रबर इज ए हाई मॉलिक्यूलर वेट पॉलीमर विथ लॉन्ग फ्लेक्सिबल चेन्स एंड वीक इंटरमॉलिक्यूलर फोर्सेस. दे एग्जिबिट टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ इन द रेंज ऑफ 300 to 3000 psi and elongation of at break ranging between 300 to 1000%. Examples are natural and synthetic rubber. What happen in this case? Actually देखा जाए तो रबर जो होता है ये एक तरह का सुपर कूल लिक्विड टाइप का होता है. जैसे ग्लास जो आप देखें, इसकी जो क्वालिटी होती है, भले ये फ्लूइड होता है, जस्ट दिस इज ए आइली फ्लूइड होता है, मिल्क लाइक, और लेटेक्स से इसे ऑब्टेन किया जाता है. लेकिन इसकी जो प्रॉपर्टी होती है समव्हाट इक्विवेलेंट टू ग्लास, ये ग्लास से मिलती जुलती. जो सॉलिड रबर होता है अगर इसको आप ज़मीन पर गिरा दें, दिस इज़ ब्रेक डाउन जस्ट लाइक ग्लास. जैसे ग्लास ब्रेक हो जाता है उसी तरह से भी ब्रेक हो जाता है. और इसमें जो वाटर एब्जॉर्बिंग कैपेसिटी बहुत हाई होती है, लो रेजिस्टेंस पावर होता है, एसिड के प्रति, बेस के प्रति, ऑक्सीडाइजिंग, रिडक्टिंग, जो सारी प्रॉपर्टीज़ होती हैं बहुत ही लो होती हैं. इन सबको जो है एक प्रोसेस होता है बल्कनाइजेशन प्रोसेस, और इस बल्कनाइजेशन प्रोसेस के थ्रू फिर इसको इम्प्रूव किया जाता है. तो इसी को कहते हैं बल्कनाइज्ड रबर या सिंथेटिक रबर. सो नेक्स्ट वन इज द प्लास्टिक. प्लास्टिक आर रिलेटिवली टफ सब्सटेंसेज विथ हाई मॉलिक्यूलर वेट that can be molded with or without the application of heat. These are usually much stronger than rubber. They exhibit tensile strength ranging between 4000 to 15,000 psi and elongation at break ranging usually from 20 to 200%, इसमें ब्रेकिंग पर चांसेस बहुत कम होते हैं, इसमें 300 से 1000% होता है। The example of plastics are polyethylene, polypropylene, PVC, polystyrene, etc. Fibers are long chain polymers characterized by highly crystalline region, resulting mainly from secondary forces. They have much lower elasticity than plastic and elastomer. They also have high tensile strength ranging between 20,000 to 1,50,000 psi, are lightweight and possess moisture absorption properties. तो इस तरह से रबर या इलास्टोमर जो होता है कि polymers in which the intermolecular force of attraction between the polymer chains are the weakest are called elastomers. अगर हम रबर को डिफाइन करना चाहें तो दूसरे वे में कह सकते हैं, क्योंकि जो फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टीज है दीज आर बेस्ड ऑन दियर मॉलिक्यूलर फोर्सेस, कि जो उनके बीच में मॉलिक्यूलर फोर्सेस अवेलेबल होते हैं। कौन कौन सा है, तो मॉलिक्यूलर फोर्सेस में मेनली ये फिजिकल फोर्सेस हैं, वंडर वॉल फोर्सेस, हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग, डाइपोल डाइपोल इंटरैक्शन, ये यूजली इन्वॉल्व होते हैं। और इसी के बेस पर जो है इलास्टोमर, प्लास्टिक और फाइबर को डिफ्रेंशिएट किया गया है। So elastomers are amorphous polymers that have high degree of elasticity. They have the ability to stretch out over 10 times their normal length and return to original position when the force is withdrawn. These polymers consist of randomly coiled molecular chain of irregular shape having a few cross links. When the force is applied, these randomly coiled chains straighten out and the polymer is stretched. Since the van der Waals force of attraction between the polymer chains are too few and too weak, this cannot maintain this stretched form. Therefore, as soon as the force is withdrawn, the polymer returns to its original randomly coiled state. Thus, whereas weak van der Waals force of attraction permit the polymer chains to be stretched, the cross links help the polymer to come back to the original position when the force is withdrawn. The most important example of an elastomer is natural rubber, vulcanized rubber, Bunai SSBR, Bunai and neoprene, etc. etc. High vulcanized rubber containing 2 to 25% sulfur is called ebonite. That is also called ebonite. What happens in this elastomer, इसमें एक्चुअल में होता क्या है कि इसका शेप जो होता है क्वाइल्ड शेप में होता है। जब इसे फोर्स के थ्रू स्ट्रेच किया जाता है तो वंडर वॉल फोर्स के कारण ये स्ट्रेच हो जाता है, और चूंकि इसकी जो क्रॉस लिंकिंग होती है वो ज़्यादा देर तक उस मॉलिक्यूल को इस दिस फॉर्म में नहीं रहने देती ड्यू टू वीक अट्रैक्शन, और इसलिए जो है ये जब फोर्स विड्रॉ कर लिया जाता है तो ये अपना वही शेप रिटेन कर लेता है। फाइबर को देखा जाए या सिंपली दैट इज द फाइबर के केसेस में क्या होता है कि पॉलीमर्स इन विच द इंटरमॉलिक्यूलर फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन आर द स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट आर कॉल्ड फाइबर, जिसमें इंटरमॉलिक्यूलर फोर्सेस जो होता है सबसे स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट होता है, जैसे नाइलॉन। These forces are either due to hydrogen bonding or dipole-dipole interactions. In case of nylon, this is a polyamide, intermolecular forces are due to hydrogen bonding, while in polyester, terylene, dacron, etc., in polyacrylonitrile or non-acrylamine, etc., they are due to powerful dipole-dipole interactions between the polar carbonyl groups and between carbonyl and cyano groups respectively. Due to strong intermolecular forces of attraction, fiber have high tensile strength and least elasticity. Further, the molecules of these polymers are long, thin and thread-like and hence can be easily packed. As a result, they have high melting points and low solubility. And next one, the plastics, or we can also say that this is the thermoplastic. Polymers in which the intermolecular forces of attraction are in between those of elastomer and the fibers are called thermoplastic. These are linear or slightly branched chain polymers which are hard at room temperature, become soft and viscous on heating and again rigid on cooling. The process of heat softening and cooling can be repeated as many times as desired without any changes in chemical composition and mechanical properties of the plastic. As a result, these plastics can be molded into toys, beds, buckets, telephones, etc., etc., televisions, cassettes, etc., etc. तो एक्चुअली देखा जाए कि हमने इलास्टोमर के बारे में बता दिया था कि इसमें दोनों फोर्सेस पाए जाते हैं, तो एक्चुअली जो प्लास्टिक्स होता है वो उसमें दोनों फोर्सेस इन्वॉल्व होते हैं, हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग और वान डेर वाल्स फोर्सेस, ये दोनों इन्वॉल्व होते हैं। रबर में सिंपली हाइड्रोजन वान डेर वाल्स फोर्सेस ही होता है, जबकि फाइबर में हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग और डाइपोल डाइपोल इंटरेक्शंस ये दोनों प्रेजेंट होते हैं। इसमें एक केसेस और आता है प्लास्टिसाइजर। प्लास्टिसाइजर ये ऐसा प्लास्टिक होता है विच डू नॉट सॉफ्टन वेरी मच ऑन हीटिंग, कैन बी मेड सॉफ्ट एंड रेडली वेटेबल बाय द एडिशन ऑफ सर्टेन ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स कॉल्ड प्लास्टिसाइजर्स। डाइअल्काइल थाइलेट्स जो एक प्लास्टिसाइजर्स है, तो इस तरह से देखा जाए तो दिस इज ए टाइप ऑफ ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ मॉलिक्यूलर फोर्सेस। मॉलिक्यूलर फोर्सेस के आधार पे पॉलीमर का classification. Next one is the tacticity. This tacticity means we can say that on the basis of isomerism. Isomerism भी एक तरह से कहा जा सकता है कि आइसोमेरिज्म के आधार पर पॉलीमर्स जो है तीन तरह के होते हैं। So these three types are isotactic, symbiotic and atactic. What is the mean of isotactic? Isotactic polymers are those polymers in which all the asymmetric carbon atoms have the same d-REL configuration are known as isotactic polymer. In such polymer, all the R groups lie on one side of the carbon-carbon chain. Either this is D form or this is L form, which is shown below. Here you can see that all the alkyl groups are situated on one-sided along the chain. This is the isotactic. In case of symbiotic, what happens here? The polymers which have regular alternation of D and L configuration in the chain are known as symbiotic polymers. In such polymers, all the R groups lie alternatively above and below the plane of carbon-carbon chain. That is, a polymer is said to be symbiotic if the side groups are arranged in an alternate fashion. रेगुलर फैशन होना चाहिए, एक ऊपर एक नीचे, एक ऊपर एक नीचे, एक ऊपर एक नीचे, and so on. And third one is the atactic. This is the randomness, or we can say that there is no any order by means the alkyl groups are arranged in a chain of polymer. Atactic polymers, the polymers which have random sequence of D and L configurations are known as atactic or heterotactic polymers. This is also called heterotactic polymers. In such polymers, R groups are randomly located above and below the plane of carbon-carbon chain, which are represented here. You can say that the alkyl groups are one alkyl यानी मिथाइल ग्रुप फर्स्ट पे है, दूसरा थर्ड पे, फिर तीसरा थर्ड पे है, नीचे फिर ऊपर है। इस तरह से आप देख सकते हैं, देयर इज नो एनी सीक्वेंस इन विच दे आर अरेंज्ड. Generally, atactic polymers have low melting points and are easily soluble. These are less crystalline than the isotactic and symbiotic polymers. Isotactic and symbiotic polymers are collectively known as stereoregular polymers. These are called stereoregular polymers. and all those three types of polymers have the same chemical structure but show different properties due to their different configurations. So these all polymers are also called isomeric polymers or isomerism polymers, which are classified on the basis of their isomerism. Next one classification, their mode of, we can say that on the basis of classification of based on mechanism of growth of polymerization. अगर मैकेनिज्म ऑफ ग्रोथ ऑफ पॉलीमराइजेशन के बेस पर देखा जाए तो पॉलीमर्स जो होता है वो मेनली एडिशन पॉलीमराइजेशन या चेन ग्रोथ पॉलीमराइजेशन, मेनली अगर देखा जाए तो क्लासिफिकेशन जो है उनके अगर मैकेनिज्म ऑफ ग्रोथ पर देखा जाए पॉलीमराइजेशन के, तो पॉलीमर जो होता है ये दो तरह का पॉलीमर होता है, एक चेन ग्रोथ पॉलीमर होता है, दूसरा स्टेप ग्रोथ पॉलीमर होता है। तो जो चेन ग्रोथ पॉलीमर होता है उसे एडिशन पॉलीमर्स कहा जाता है, जो स्टेप ग्रोथ पॉलीमर्स होता है उसे कंडेंसेशन पॉलीमर्स कहा जाता है। Nowadays polymers are mainly divided on this type of classifications which are called growth polymerizations type. On this basis, addition polymers are also called chain growth polymers since they are formed by repeated addition of monomer molecules to the growing chain carrying a reactive intermediate such as a free radical, carbocation or carbonyl. On the other hand, condensation polymers are also called step-growth polymers since they are formed as a result of step-wise condensation reactions. So, depending upon the mode of polymerization, the addition polymerization are chain growth polymerization and condensation polymerization are step growth polymerization. These two and very important type of polymerization on the basis of their chemical process. And now addition polymerizations are also subdivided into free radical addition polymerization, cationic polymerization, anionic polymerization, and so on. These are also most important. Now the next one is the biomolecules. Composite are attractive materials because they combine material properties in ways not found in nature. We can say that this is the biocomposites. Such materials often result in lightweight structures having high stiffness and tailored properties for specific applications, thereby saving weight and reducing energy need. Fiber-reinforced plastic composite began with the cellulose fiber in phenolics in 1908, later extending to urea and melamine and reaching commodity status in 1940 with glass fiber in unsaturated polyester. From gutters, tannins, raskets and cars to microlight aircraft, electronic components and artificial joints, composites are finding use in diverse fields. Composite materials derived from biopolymer and synthetic fiber such as glass and carbon also come under biocomposites. Biocomposites derived from plant-derived fiber such as natural biofiber and crab bio-derived plastic biopolymer structure likely to be more eco-friendly, and such biocomposites are sometimes termed green composite. This is also called green composites. So there are so many processes which is related with the natural biofibers as reinforces in biocomposites. This is one of the reinforcing natural biofibers. Non-wood natural biofibers, wood fibers. Then non-wood, one is the extra fiber, grass fiber, and one is the bast, leaf, seed, turf, and now the example is nap, flax, jute, hemp, here is carton, etc., etc. This is the somewhat classification by which a systematic representation of reinforcing natural fiber biofiber classification. You can see this here. So now we come the next point, mechanism of polymerization. I explain it, the mechanism of polymerization. This is the addition polymerization and condensation polymerization. On this basis, the molecular weight of polymers can also be derived on this basis. So the degree of polymerization is related to the molecular mass of the polymer and is given by the equation dP equal to m upon m, where m is the mass of the monomeric unit and m is the capital M is the molecular weight of polymer and dP is the degree of polymerization. Generally, what happens in the addition or chain polymerization? The polymers formed by addition of monomers with each other through replacement of multiple bond, single bond without eliminating other molecules or bioproduct is called addition or chain polymerization. जैसे एथिलीन में आपने देखा होगा, रबर फ्रॉम आइसोब्यूटेन में आपने देखा होगा, नियोप्रीन में आपने देखा होगा. तो इस तरह से जो है एडिशन पॉलीमराइजेशन होता है, जिसके थ्रू यहाँ पर जिसे चेन ग्रोथ पॉलीमराइजेशन भी कहा जाता है. Now comes on the condensation polymerization is a chemical reaction in which polymer is formed and a small molecule of byproduct with a lower molecular weight is released, such as alcohol, ammonia, water, etc. The byproduct eliminated is called as condensate, that is called condensate. The reaction can take place between two similar or different monomers. It is also called as step growth polymerization. So there is two main polymerizations. Now come on the characteristics of polymers. Then it is comparable to the synthesis of organic compound, composite, biocomposite without a subsequent characterization of its various properties. Biocomposites without a subsequent characterization of its various properties synthesized material characterization is therefore of very great importance. Some of the important aspects related to characterization have been described. So now come the important factor, that is the molecular weight and its distribution. How can we determine the molecular weight of polymer? So there are so many different type of methods by which we can derive their molecular weight, and this is the sedimentation equilibrium method and so many different type of methods by which kinetic of condensation polymerization के through, average polymerization के through. The molecular weight of polymer is of prime importance in the polymer synthesis of application. It is important because it determines many physical properties. The term molecular weight is a ratio of the average mass per formula unit of substances to 1/12 of the atom of carbon. Molecular weight and its distribution has a considerable effect on microscopic properties of polymer such as toughness, tensile strength, adherence and environmental resistance, etc. A simple chemical has fixed molecular weight, but when we discuss about the molecular weight of polymer, we mean something different from that which applies to small size compound. Since polymers are mixture of molecules of different molecular weight, द मालिकुलर वेट इज एक्सप्रेस्ड इन द टर्म ऑफ एवरेज वैल्यू, यानी जो पॉलीमर होता है जनरली देखा जाए तो उसका जो मालिकुलर वेट निकाला जाता है वो एवरेज निकाला जाता है। वो ऐसा इसलिए होता है कि उसकी जो चेन होती है वो हाई लंबी चेन होने के नाते उसके जो मोनोमेरिक पार्ट्स होते हैं they have the different, we can say that they have different molecular masses. So the properties of polymers depend largely upon their molecular masses, size and structure. The degree of polymerization or the length of the polymer chain during their synthesis, however, depends upon the availability of monomer molecules near the growing polymer chain. Since a number of monomer molecules differ from one place to another in the reaction mixture, therefore, a particular sample of synthetic polymer contains a number of species of varying chain length. Since each species has a different molecular mass and given sample of polymer contains a number of such species, therefore, the polymer as a whole has an average molecular mass. In contrast, natural polymers such as protein contain chain of identical length and hence have definite molecular mass. यही अंतर होता है कि जो पॉलीमर होता है उसका मॉलिक्यूलर मास एवरेज होता है, लेकिन जो माइक्रो मॉलिक्यूल होता है उसका जो मॉलिक्यूलर मास होता है वो एक तरह से डेफिनेट होता है, निश्चित होता है। So here we can see that one formula is written, that is Mn bar is equal to sigma NiPi upon N naught, the weight average molecular weight MW, this is the number average molecular weight and weight average molecular weight. There were two terms, number average molecular weight and weight average molecular weights. The number average molecular weight, this is Mn bar, average molecular weight, the number average molecular weight obtained from the number of Ni of micromolecules. N is the number of monomers for each degree of polymerization. Pi by taking for each degree of polymerization the product of the number of polymer molecules and their degree of polymerization NiPi, and dividing the sum of these products by the total number of monomers N naught. So here you see that this is the number average polymer molecular mass. Mn bar is equal to sigma NiPi upon N naught. But when we take the weight average molecular weight, Mw bar is obtained in a similar manner from mass Mi of each degree of polymerization Pi according to the equation. So here Mw bar is equal to sigma MiPi upon M0. So when the molecular weight distribution is very narrow, the number average and weight average molecular weight are essentially equal. When the distribution is broad, the weight average molecular weight is considerably greater than the number.